Like, we're living in the 21st century, and the wife isn't going to be cooking and cleaning, you know, every day, all day, all day, all day, all day, all the time. 21st, sorry, but this way.
Hey guys, it's LAYB, episode 2, Fomo, fear of missing out. It's Matthew, great to be a part of this show. Alongside, I have Shanine, Nicolette, Candace. We're gonna talk about relationships and a whole bunch of other stuff. Stay tuned. So my definition of FOMO, fear of missing out. Fear of missing out. FOMO for you guys? Your changes?
I think it's when you see something and you wish that you had that, but not just that, but you're dwelling on that for an extended period of time. Because like I can say, oh, I like your shoes, I want that, but then like move on. But if I dwell on it and like I wake up and I say, oh, I really want those shoes, and I wake up the next day after and say, oh, I really, really want those shoes, that's fear of missing out for me.
It's kind of like just wanting to be a part of the mix or of the mingle or whatever it is. Just wanting to have what everybody else has. Just like it's almost like obsession, a little bit.
Nicolette?
To be all that.
Great question. But best way to deal with this is to actually like sort of try to stay away from it if you can. Like, you know, one of the things with social media is that you could completely control it. You could control who you follow. You could control what you see. You could block. There's options around there. So with that, it's like if you know you can't take it, don't continuously put yourself in that position to constantly see it, right? So it's one of those things that I look at like whatever is on my social media, I have complete control over. And sometimes it's also really good just to get away from it as well. You know, sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you just need to put your phone on airplane mode and really just relax and get away from social media, because I feel like social media has a way of defining who we are supposed to be when it's really not. We should really know who we are and therefore put ourselves out there to be social, I guess. But really it's one of those things where you have complete control over it, you know. So if you have a fear of missing out, you know, you sort of have to deal with it and understand why am I missing out? You know, what am I missing out on?
I like the whole taking a break thing, because like Instagram social media in general can be very deadly. When you spend too much time on it, it's like it just becomes your whole life. Like you see things and then you just want that because everybody else on social media has it too. So sometimes it's fine to just like put your phone in airplane mode, take a fasting, just take a break, just stop going on it so much if you find yourself over obsessing over relationships and stuff like that. Even though relationships and wanting it is normal, it's okay. When you're overthinking on it, it's time for you to like take a break and just stay away from it for a little while. Find something else to do.
Yeah, feed your spirit with something better than just social media.
And also, like, you have to be cognizant of the fact that you do have FOMO, because if you don't know that you have that fear of missing out and you're just thinking that, oh, you're just depressed all the time, and then like there's nothing you can do to really like rectify that. But once you identify, oh, I'm feeling FOMO, then that's when you can like say, okay, I need to step away from social media as well.
I think time and place and context, the Bible always talks about there being a time for everything under the sun. And personally, it's not so much that you are missing out on it, which you might be, but I think there's also a time for you to enjoy what you are missing out on, if that makes sense. Like for a relationship, some of us, I can say personally myself, I'm not ready for a relationship. So like I don't really feel like I'm missing out on one, right? Because I'm not ready for it. Whereas if I was, and you know, I'm starting dilly-dallying and fooling around with that issue, then that's another thing to take apart. But for the most part, there's a time and place for these things. So we also have to understand that. And I always like to tell myself is I'm not gonna let no one speed up my pace, right? I move at my own pace because it's the most pace that I'm comfortable at, right? So there's a time and place for these things. So do I feel like I miss out on some stuff? Yes, I do. But I also feel like if it was for me to have, then I probably would have had it because it's there for me to take.
Also, like, don't be so envious of the relationships you see, because everyone smiles in a picture,
My short answer is no, because again, I know right now I'm not ready to be in a relationship. And I think about if I were to get in one and like I'm not ready and like it doesn't work out, it's not just me that's being affected, it's the other person too. So you gotta keep that in mind. It's like I don't want to mess up someone else's life. Like I don't want my life to be messed up either.
Right.
But short answer, no. Maybe 10 years from now I might get a little worried. But right now,
Um, I have a little bit of fears because I'm getting older soon, and like, cause like I'm almost at that like halfway mark where like pastors and well like youth people are gonna be like, Lord, Shameen, like what are you doing? Like I'm almost there, and I'm just like, I know I don't want one right now. Like I don't want a husband right now. Like I still have goals and stuff that I want to do, and I'm focusing on that. And I'm sick and tired of people saying, "Oh, just focus on yourself. Just do this. It'll come in due time." I'm just tired of hearing it. So like, yeah, I do have some fears because like I don't want to get too old and I can't have kids, right? So, but I don't want to adopt. So, so that's my own fear.
I think I have a tiny fear just because when you finish school, it's like, okay, now what? You're supposed to get married, settle down.
Thanks for watching. That's Lab episode 2. Fomo, fear of missing out. It's the lovely cast. They did a great job. I hope you're inspired. I hope you're blessed. God bless you all. Done know.
people are horny.
This is the
Bees
question I
and
didn't want to ask.
I think it's part of the B's and knees because I don't know why they that thing. But I think it's the B's and knees because we're young people, right?